A year ago, this catastrophe was unfolding in Afghanistan. I remember waking up one morning, turning on the TV. I thought I was dreaming. I've been a pilot for half my life. I've never seen anything like this. A bunch of people running next to a jet on a runway. This was crazy. Yeah, we blew it in Afghanistan thanks to the Biden administration. It did not have to be this way. And a year later, even though this changed the world, nobody seems to care. I don't see really much in the way of 1 year later retrospectives. Why not? This is far bigger than anything, I think, since 9/11, because they can't really tie this one to Trump. They love those 1 year anniversaries on anything they think they can blame on Trump.
It's May 9th, 1 year ago today. James Comey was fired.
Are you kidding me?
Changing political history as we know it.
Exactly 1 year ago today. While Comey was on the West Coast, his firing was delivered via a letter in a manila envelope.
1 year ago today, started out like any other crazy day in Washington, and it ended in President Trump's surprise firing of then FBI Director James Comey.
Wow, some goofball loses his job. James Comey, Democrats for a long time wanted this guy gone as well, and they're still talking about it every year. It's the James Comey termination anniversary, but something strategic, something global, something we'll live with for potentially the next 50 to 100 years. The fall of Afghanistan into Taliban hands. Hey, they're partying right there. Now, this is this week. The Taliban, they're enjoying themselves. They are in charge. They are harboring terrorists, and we are gone. By the way, the people responsible, Joe Biden and his team, they all still have jobs. Lloyd Austin, still the Secretary of Defense. Mark Milley, still the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The guy in the middle, that's Jake Sullivan, still the National Security Advisor. Tony Blinken, the Secretary of State. These guys are all there. And at the end, Ron Klain, the invisible Chief of Staff, still has a job. And Afghanistan is in the hands of the enemy. Wow. You know, this is an administration. They stick up for the downtrodden. They stick up for the poor, don't they? They're always telling us how much they care about women.
The status of democracy also depends fundamentally on the empowerment of women, not only because the exclusion of women in decision-making is a marker of a flawed democracy, but because the participation of women strengthens democracy. Women are drivers of economic growth, wherever they are. When women live free from the fear of violence, they can participate more fully, and our democracy grows stronger.
All right, I buy all that. So why aren't you guys jumping up and down about what's happening in Afghanistan right now, especially to women? Forced 35 million people, number one, are living in poverty, all right? 35 million out of about 42 million. 6.6 million live in famine. And yes, forced marriages. Women under the Taliban can't choose who they marry. Also, there are sex slaves under the Taliban. Oh, yes, they are. And if you get out of line, women are tortured. Everything from electrocution to waterboarding. Yeah, they learned that from us over there in Afghanistan. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is riding his bike, huh? He is, this is new, by the way. They figured out that he's been on vacation 35% of his presidency. 35%. Isn't that wild? He doesn't have a care in the world. 1 year ago today, though, the scene on another straightaway. How about that, huh? So, Joe Biden, the president of the United States, could he have, if he were really focusing, could he have changed any of this, huh? I mean, think about it. Joe Biden, all that experience, he brought a lot to the table, right? He brought military experience, executive experience, logistical experience. No, not really. All he brought was that big, goofy smile and not very impressive brain. Wow. Talk about being in over your head. Reporters don't care, though. The entire political press corps, they're just kind of giving him a free pass on all of this. One of the big reasons, no money to be made telling this depressing story. They like the sexy stuff that they make up.
Walking out during the match for 30 minutes to protest the directions and distractions of television cameras, which were later withdrawn. On Wall Street, prices took a pounding yesterday.
So this is All the President's Men, and about 2/3 of this movie, at least, are totally made up. They had to make it more dramatic because just talking to people on the phone, and it's not a good story. So they make things up, and they made the Deep Throat story up. That's what they do. That's what journalists do these days because they want to sell their stories to Hollywood, and they're doing it. Two reporters recently from the New York Times, Megan Twohey and Jodi Kantor, they wrote a lot of the Harvey Weinstein stories. Well, they're in the movie business. First you write the articles, then you write the book. Okay, the book is called She Said. And then you get a movie deal, all right? Especially if it's politically correct and woke. Yeah, and Carey Mulligan and other movie stars, they're being portrayed by real actors. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Let's see, what else? Who else is doing a movie deal right now in New Hollywood? Oh, yeah, the one who wrote about Hillary Clinton on the campaign trail, Amy Chozick. Well, it's not cool to just write these silly articles. You got to write a book, and you got to turn that book into a deal with HBO Max. Yeah, and somebody is going to be playing her in the movie, and lots of money is going to be floating around. Hey, the entire team at the Washington Post just signed a deal with Imagine Entertainment. That's Ron Howard's company, I think. He's really good. Apollo 13, a couple of others. You know who really ruined this? Back to All the President's Men. Woodward and Bernstein, two schlubs who, by the way, made all kinds of mistakes and made up all kinds of stuff. Really fake news reporters, but they struck gold. They wrote a tale, turned it into a book, Hollywood buys it, and these two ordinary guys are portrayed by Hollywood superstars, Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford. What a weird country, huh? They have ruined it for so many. Anyway, 1 year later, what are you thinking about? Don't forget those 13 soldiers and Marines. We'll have more on them throughout the remainder of the month, and we'll always try to remember them in our hearts. In the meantime, we got to go to Atlanta, where they are really brutalizing Rudy Giuliani for sticking up for President Trump. But Rudy, he can take it. He's tough. He's a warrior. We'll be right back.